going to get a lot of one-on-one matchups outside just based on the way this defense is going to have to play them.
Purdy with some pressure. He finds big George Kittle. And Kittle takes it down to the 30 with back-to-back first down chain-moving grabs. Second-year guard out of Kansas. Third down and medium. Purdy over the middle, past the sticks. First down to Demarcus Robinson. Another long San Francisco drive, the 12th play of this series coming. Purdy punts and throws, and it is caught for the touchdown by Jennings.
So as you watch Kevin Winston Jr. right here, he's their nickel on Jawan Jennings. You know, Purdy has enough time here. Nice job by the offensive line just to give Jennings a chance to run this somewhat of a double move. And again, I wouldn't say he's the fastest guy, but he is slippery and he's nifty and he can make guys miss.
There's Pollard coming off that great game. And Tony Pollard, who has seen San Francisco 4 times prior in his career, including a couple of games in the playoffs.
Even more impressed just how injury-ridden this San Francisco team has been to still be 9-4 and in the position to make a run.
Nice find by Ward. There's his rookie receiver, Alec Iomanner, who had a touchdown last week.
And both handing the ball off, but also executing the play-action game.
So now with a fresh set of downs, you can go to Pollard with that stretch play to the edge, and it's a great run for Tony Pollard. Slip through past the sticks and plenty more.
And they're here at 2nd and 5. That's good football.
Now that opens up the playbook a little bit, and Spears picks up a first down. He takes it down to the 5-yard line. Niners back out of the pressure. Ward looking for a window, dumps it off. A lot of room to cover for Spears, and he's going to go down at the line of scrimmage.
Just keeping the ball in front of you, speed and close to make the tackle.
So Joey Sly, who's been...
That kind of hesitates linebackers and gives those opportunities to throw crossing routes.
Purdy trying to buy some time. Up to the line, throws downfield, and connects with Demarcus Robinson for a big gain. More than 80% of the snaps this year. Here's Kittle, and he bangs through the Kendall Brooks attempted tackle and takes it all the way down inside the 10.
And how good a player he's becoming. Of course, Jeffrey Simmons, Cedric Gray, the run stopper.
Can they do it again, or is it McCaffrey? It's McCaffrey. Got a penalty marker thrown on the play as well as CMC takes it in.
And Jeffrey Simmons and Sweat are over on this side, so what are they going to do? They're just going to run to the other side. Good job by this Niners front. Creating a defense that has some versatility.
First touch of the season for the rookie out of Michigan. Kalel Mullings moves the chains. So it's 1st and 15 after the Helm penalty. It's Ward, screen, underneath. And a nice catch and run for Chigo Okonkwo, and he picks up the first down. Their leading receiver from the tight end spot.
They get out in front. We got tempo offense here.
Right back to Okonkwo, who breaks 2 tackles and takes it for a first down. Empty set for Ward. He's got time, got a man downfield. It's caught by Helm, who fumbled the ball momentarily, but seemingly held on and broke the plane for a touchdown.
It was really an excellent route combination here. Van Jefferson runs a post to clear it out. And Helm, you see a lot of teams doing this, especially when they need a chunk, is they run what looks like this 7 route or a corner route, kind of getting behind it.
Purdy floats it past the sticks. Pearsall makes the catch. He got grabbed past the marker by Kyer Elam 2 weeks from now. 3rd down and 3. Purdy keeps it. Purdy trying to scramble for the first down. He does. Niners are 6 of 6 on 3rd down. Purdy, out route, Pearsall, first down. They're 7 of 7. Harris is back in the game. He makes the tackle, but a 10-yard pickup to move the chains. Purdy steps up, delivers into a tight window. It is bobbled and dropped. Jawan Jennings could not hold on as Amani Hooker came in trying to take it away.
having to play out of necessity, really doing a nice job to get off the field here.
Eddie Piñeiro's back after missing a couple of games.
And we'll get those grabs.
And now 1st and 10 for Ward. Sideline catch made. D. Winters pushes Chig Okonkwo out. That keeps the clock stopped.
We're getting another snap of man here. I mean, they're certainly trying to keep him out of field goal range.
And Spears is trying to get them there. He gets the first down to the 40. Tennessee still has 2 timeouts.
Get some yardage for your field goal kicker to make this a more high percentage throw. Niners are done playing man-to-man. They're just going to play zone.
Here's DK, so he slides down, gets to about the 32.
Brian Robinson Jr. getting a lot more opportunities, as have these receivers.
Slide from 50, and this really makes that incompletion to Jefferson sting a little more. Well, catches from Kittle. In motion McCaffrey, he's the motion man who gets the catch, and he breaks another tackle.
Of course, you miss a tackle in space on Christian McCaffrey, you're in trouble.
It ends up being a 14-yard gain. Purdy sets up, deep shot down the middle, he's got Pearsall. Down inside the 15.
And I think a lot of it's just a confidence thing. And so coming into this game, you just felt like they really wanted to get him going.
Purdy scrambling, throwing, end zone. Jennings, he is in again.
So this game doesn't get away from you.
Quick sling, DK trying to set up a screen. Stout got there. And had Brock Purdy gotten hurt in 2022 before the playoffs, maybe Phillip Rivers would have been a 49er. Instead, Purdy has churned out an excellent run, and it's been a big day for Ricky Pearsall, making a 14-yard catch.
For these motion landmarks and how to set these lanes up and get the ball out of his hands on time.
Off play action. Purdy. Nice job stepping up. Nothing downfield. So he ends up running for it. Stays in bounds. Little pump fake and steps out of bounds. Because we were talking about your running ability.
He might have eclipsed my
22-yarder.
My 22-yard career long.
And now here's number 23 with a run for San Francisco. That looked pretty fresh. Now it's Robinson, first down for San Francisco. Now the 10th play of this drive, another double-digit play drive. Play action Purdy under some heat, gets rid of it, and here comes Kittle. And George Kittle pounding through some tacklers for a first down.
Spread the wealth to all these other playmakers, and they've got these receivers going today. And
now Juszczyk gets going for the first touch of his day. First down. Trying to find a little bit more of a happy medium. They'll run it with McCaffrey. Ooh, that ball was a little loose at the end, but he held on to it to get inside the 5. Purdy maneuvering, jumps, throws, touchdown! It's Kittle! And it's a rout in Santa Clara.
And here's George Kittle here, and it looks like he's running a corner route. And I'm not sure if this was an intentional adjustment. Sometimes, if you're not going to win on the corner route, you can retrace. But even more impressive to that, watch Brock Purdy here. This is what the short guys have to do sometimes.
Mustafa had one earlier in this game that he couldn't hold on to. Setting up the screen on 3rd down and long, and Okonkwo gets wrapped up. Good pursuit by Renardo Green.
And that's something that Tennessee is needing to build. They hire a new general manager who's brought in kind of a renewed mindset.
Simmons got his hand on that ball. And they're going to let it play out. It's grabbed and taken the other way by Kaiir Elam. It would have been 4th down had it been ruled an incompletion, and it likely would have been a punt. Instead, because of the fumble, Cam Ward gets the ball at the +45. And takes a deep shot downfield, and it is held on to by Van Jefferson at the 1.
Been really impressed with Pollard and just this offensive front and the way that they've been able to run the football. I feel like they've done it a number of different ways. In this case, it was a gap scheme, and you're just running right through the gut of the defense. But whether it's been outside.
Simmons is in. He's got a touchdown in his career. He was out there. Cam Ward on the scramble. Throwback Simmons. His second career touchdown.
They're like, hey, big fella, you caused the fumble, so you know what? We're going to try to give you some love here. But this is a little bit unconventional.
What did you say earlier? You got to be friendly to the quarterback.
That's right.
Using McCaffrey in motion. Deep down the middle, and a connection. It's Jawan Jennings who's had a big day, and suddenly San Francisco is right back to the 40 in plus territory. The field goal will be huge to make it a 3-possession game. Looking for yardage, it's Kittle, and that's going to get him into a much more manageable field goal spot, assuming they want to kick right here. Pinheiro with a flag thrown. The kick is no good. We'll check the marker.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 98.
Wow.
That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That is a huge mistake from Titans. We'll see a run play from McCaffrey here. So Niners are playing for the field goal to make it a 3-possession game. And it is indeed a 3-possession game, up 17. Understandable, KP. You were just talking about the play, and that was a hard impact with the ground. Jefferson sacrificed his body to help set up that Simmons touchdown. Best run of the day for Tony Pollard, takes it into San Francisco territory. I've seen Tennessee. He was very complimentary of what he's seen from Cam Ward so far. There's Spears along the edge. He's got the first down run. Into the red zone goes Tennessee. Okonkwo is still seeking his first touchdown this season. It'll be a handoff for Pollard, and he rumbles in for the touchdown. With 5.5 to go, makes it a 2-possession game.
Been really impressed with Pollard and just this offensive front and the way that they've been able to run the football. I feel like they've done it a number of different ways. In this case, it was a gap scheme, and you're just running right through the gut of the defense. But whether it's been outside.
As does a first down conversion in San Francisco's favor. Purdy looking for Pearsall, who hit the deck and still somehow made the catch. Tennessee had to use its second timeout with 4:34 left. That's how big that play is by Pearsall. Purdy had a chance on the near side of the field. Instead, he's going to work back and find a man in Kendrick Bourne.
You're trying to win tough games. You can't make those mistakes.
There's Bourne on the screen. Gets wrapped up by Brooks. Carissa Thompson, plenty going on today, my friend.
Ooh, busy.
They would have won 7 in a row against some really good NFC teams that more than likely they could be facing the playoffs as well.
46 seconds left here. DK. He gets tackled. 4th down coming up. Stout on the play. Noah Hanstead, our operations manager. Just a fraction of the incredible women and men who make this possible. There's the rookie Helm. 1st down. That'll take us to the end of the game. Tennessee will drop one. Get a little chippy at the end. Brock Purdy with his 4th straight win. And the Niners get their 10th victory of the season. For Drew Brees, Christina Pink, the wonderful women and men of our Fox Sports crew, Adam Amin saying so long from the Bay Area.